Good morning. This is the Board of Appeals, Town of Hempstead, August 21st, 2024, 9:30 a.m. meeting. Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Chairman, do you have any opening remarks?
You who haven't had the pleasure of appearing before us, Mrs. D'Amato is doing me a favor and holding down. Okay, the assistant. That's all right. Oh, now I forgot my speech. For those of you who haven't appeared before us before, the protocol that we follow is first we call the calendar in order, and we take adjournments first, and then we will call the regular calendar. The way the hearings are held, the applicant is given the opportunity of presenting their case. If there are any people who object to the application, they will then be given the opportunity to be heard. And finally, the applicant or their representative will sum up, and we will end the hearing. Once we end the hearing, we do not accept any additional evidence. We are not bound by the strict rules of evidence, as this is not a court of law. This is an administrative body. We have all the proceedings are live streamed, and we have a court reporter so that if anyone would like to refer to them in the future, you're free to do so. And I think that covers most of what I want to say. So, Patrick, if you will.
Mr. Chairman, we have one application for adjournment, case 54624 through 54724, Levittown, Ryan and Denise Duck, variance front yard average setback, maintain roofed over portico attached to dwelling, maintain 4-foot-high fence forward of dwelling which may substantially obstruct line of sight, also known as 103 Saddle Lane. Just your name and address for the record.
Morning.
Christopher Hunt, 23 Harrison Place, Farmingdale, New York. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name is Christopher Hunt. I'm the architect representing Ryan and Denise Duck.
Couldn't you?
Ryan and Denise.
Good. Better.
Is it on?
It's adjourned. Which one is that? That's the renewal.
Hello? Better?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Good morning.
Morning.
Christopher Hunt, architect representing Ryan and Denise Duck at 103 Saddle Lane, Levittown, New York. Here today to request an adjournment to the next available hearing due to an error in mailing the notices.
What was the error?
The error was the window was missed for the mail-in date. It was a human error that was entered into the calendar. The last day was entered as the first day of the cycle, and the day was missed.
Okay.
And you got your, you know your mailing window now.
Yes, yes.
Patrick?
September 25th at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your new mailing window is August 29th through September 5th.
Even though you said you knew what the window was.
Just want to make sure.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
9:25.
September 25th is 9/25. Okay.
That's it.
Okay? Good.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Start with case 53924, Baldwin.
Oh, hold it a second. What about 54824?
The main one, like, it's like whatever tears, how it is the complex. The other one, it has a tear.
Okay, Patrick, call in
Okay.
again, please.
So we're calling case 53924 Bolin, Akram Saha and Zabib Saha, renewal of grant to maintain two-family dwelling, also known as 60 Parkview Place.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Safi Saya. I'm here to represent Akram and Zabi, my father and my brother, for 60 Parkview Place, Baldwin, New York, 11510.
Okay. Is that your address, sir?
Yes, sir. I live upstairs.
Okay. Okay, so this is a request for a renewal of a grant to maintain a two-family dwelling. The building department inspected the premises on May 22nd, 2024, and found that all conditions previously imposed by this board have been complied with. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, sir?
No, sir. Thank you.
Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed. The matter will be placed on the decision calendar, and you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Thank you.
Next, we have case 54024 Oceanside and Bauer. Variances, front yard setback on Bellevue Avenue and Dean Street, front yard encroachment on Bellevue Avenue, maintained addition, second-story addition, and stoop with stairs, all attached to dwelling, also known as 94 Bellevue Avenue.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board.
Good morning, Ms.
I'm
Pangallo.
representing Ann Bauer of 94 Bellevue Avenue in Oceanside. The property is located on the southeast corner of Bellevue Avenue and Dean Street and Residence B. We're requesting a variance to maintain a one-story addition, front vestibule, and porch, second-floor finish that violate the front yard setbacks required of 25 feet on a corner property. The one-story addition on Dean Street has a front yard setback of 24.3, where 25 feet is required. This was built in the 80s because the family was growing and they needed more room, and this provided another bedroom and family room. The front addition was originally an open porch and was enclosed around the same time the addition was done in the 80s to make a 4.8 by 8 vestibule with a closet. The setback on Bellevue Avenue is 25, the required setback is 25 feet, and the setback provided is 20.12 feet. The open porch is 2 by 2 and violates the front yard setback of 19 feet. For an open porch, that would be an allowable encroachment. The front yard setback is 17 feet. The rear dormer was built as a shell dormer in
Wait, I'm sorry, Ms. Pangallo.
Yes.
So I had 20.12 and 24.3 on Dean, and then you mentioned 17. Is the 17 the stairs?
Correct.
So that's on which, Bell or Dean,
That's on Bellevue.
or Bellevue? So, and that was added in the 80s also?
Correct.
So wait, let me just understand.
Sure.
You said that the vestibule was previously an open porch.
Correct, when the house was built.
Okay, so I'm looking at it in the photographs. What is the enclosed vestibule? Is that the part that was previously an open porch?
Yes.
And then were the stairs there also previously?
No, then that was added. So the vestibule was built over the existing open porch, and then they added the stairs.
Where were the stairs before that? I mean, the open porch had stairs, no?
Well, the porch had stairs, yes, but that was all removed, and then I guess those stairs were removed. They did the porch, they closed the porch, and then they added the stairs.
I'm just trying to understand what the encroachment in the front yard on that side was with the original house and how it's changed.
okay,
And
let me
obviously,
get
the
the
enclosing of
original.
the porch didn't change what was there, just the nature of it. And so,
Here's the original plans with the porch, and I should have an
I
original.
just wanted an idea.
Would you like to offer those in evidence?
Sure.
Why not?
So that's the plans of the porch and the original survey. Yeah, that's just showing the porch on the original house.
Yeah, I just wanted an idea of how much
Patrick, could you pick that up and hand it to Mrs. D'Amato, please?
with the enclosure of the porch and the changed stair design. I was just trying to understand, did it end up changing what was already there by a foot or 10 feet? That's all I was trying to understand.
Well, it would be the
Oh, I see.
The porch was 4.9, and then that was enclosed to be the vestibule.
I see the porch. It doesn't make a lot of sense because it only shows one step down. The previous porch was lower than the existing enclosed vestibule, I guess, because now there's, whatever, 8 stairs. Yeah, that's now.
Any other questions
No, I have no
from
other
the
questions.
board? Go. Patrick?
Any other questions?
Any questions from the board? Not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Thank you.
Second.
Aye.
Next, we have case 541 of 24 Wantagh, Philip Canistria, maintained shed with more than required rear and side yard setbacks, also known as 975 Ray Road.
Is this,
Lisa Koshia with Permits R Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, number 396, Syosset, New York, 11791.
why is it?
Good
why
morning,
are they
Mr.
here?
Chairman and members of the
It's
board.
more than required.
I'm here
rear and side
representing
yard.
Mr. Canestra, who wishes to maintain and legalize a shed. This property
Oh.
is located in a Residence A zone. It is,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, good.
The
good
shed has
job.
a side yard of 4.4 feet and a rear yard setback of 6.7 feet, where the required is 2 feet. The shed has existed for over 2 years without any incident, and to my knowledge, there are no complaints on
it's
file. Mr. Canestra respectfully requests your approval.
This back's on the parkway, looks like, isn't it?
He abuts a school or a park?
Yes, I believe it's a school, or property that belongs to a school.
Right. So it's all open field.
Correct.
Yeah. You're aware that your client has some open building permits that have to be closed out?
Yes, we're working on those.
That is, okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Kuchia, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Okay, thank you.
Second? All in favor? Any opposed?
Next, we have cases 54224 through 54424. Seaford, Timothy Clevin. Variance, lot area occupied, maintain roofed over open porch attached dwelling. Variance, lot area occupied, maintain roof over open porch attached detached garage. Variance, side yard, maintain AC unit attached dwelling, also known as 1764 Washington Avenue.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Graham. I'm from Long Island Perfect Permits. We are located at 124 Front Street, Suite 205, Massapequa Park, 11762. I'm the agent representing Timothy Clevin. He's the owner of 1764 Washington Avenue in Seaford, Section 52, Block 326, Lot 13. This property is in a B zone. Applications were filed to maintain an existing roofed-over open porch attached to the dwelling, a roofed-over open porch attached to the garage, and an AC unit. The roofed-over open porch attached to the dwelling and the roof-over open porch attached to the garage exceed the maximum allowed lot coverage of 27.5%. The property currently has a lot coverage of 29.5%. The front roof over was constructed about 22 years ago, and the roof over attached to the garage was constructed about 20 years ago. The existing AC condenser was installed over 20 years ago and replaced last year. The AC does not meet the 5-foot required setback. The current setback is 3.9 feet. My client has spoken to the abutting neighbors, and they do not have any objections to the variances being granted.
Any other questions from the board? How much?
Any questions?
No question.
What percent? No? No? Shocking. If there are no other questions from the board, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed. The matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Graham, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Second. Aye.
Next, we have case 54524 near East Rockaway. James and Joanne Cruz. Variances: lot area occupied, front yard average setback, side yards aggregate, rear yard maintained porch, roof over open porch, and deck all attached to dwelling, also known as 35 West Boulevard. Ms. Bengala, I have you sworn in from earlier. Just again, your name and address for the record.
Tina Pengallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. I'm representing James and Joanne Crudis of 5 West Boulevard in East Rockaway. The property is located on the east side of West Boulevard, 116 feet south of Court Street West in Residence C. We're requesting a variance to maintain a front porch and a rear roof over an open porch, a deck all attached to the dwelling that exceeds the lot coverage allowed, average front yard setback, side yard aggregate, and the rear yard setback required. The house is a non-conforming dwelling built in 1926 on a 28 by 90 lot. The Crudises purchased the home in 2004. The porch and the deck were all existing at the time.
Gallo,
Yes.
Do they have a non-conforming letter?
Yeah, yes, we have,
Is it
I
in
have
the
the
file?
conditions of the non-conforming.
I take it it's in the file.
Yes.
Okay. I'll find
So
it.
we need to legalize this in order to get the CO for the house. The lot coverage allowed in Residence C is 35%, and the lot coverage provided is 59.6%.
How much of that existed?
It was,
35?
the house itself was 33.1 when it was built in the 1926. It was
Wait.
33.1%.
And adding 2 porches and a deck brought you to 59?
I guess because it's only 28 by 90, because of the size of the lot.
Okay.
So the front porch violates the front yard setback of, average front yard setback of 10.51. The front yard setback is 3.9. The side yard required is 5 feet, and the side yard provided is 3.9 feet. The side yard aggregate required is 15 feet, and the aggregate provided is 7.5 feet. This is all in line with the original non-conforming dwelling. Since the porch was there when they purchased the home, they do not know when it was built, but it appears that it's been there for quite some time with no complaints. The house was built with a 10-foot setback, and they would need to put a platform and steps to exit the front door either way. The roof over the deck also exceeds the lot coverage allowed of 35%, and the side yard aggregate required is 15 feet, and the side yard provided is 10.7. Again, this lines up with the original dwelling. The lower deck exceeds the lot coverage allowed and side yard required of 5 feet, where 3.8 is provided. The side yard, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Earlier, you gave us the side yard aggregate as 7.5, and now you just said 10 point something when you're talking about another item on the property. But what's the final side yard aggregate number?
The final side yard aggregate would be,
All in.
that's 7.5, 7.5.
Okay, great. And then just, you didn't hit on rear yard
Just the
yet.
deck is in a little bit more, so that has more of a side yard aggregate than the roof over the,
And then make sure you give us the rear yard number.
the rear yard required is 15 feet, and the rear yard provided is 9.8 feet. The deck is only 1 foot above grade, and is common with these properties along the water. The board just recently granted a variance for a property in Lido Beach with a 66.4% lot coverage with no side and rear yard setbacks, as it's common in the water for decks to be covering the property. And this deck, again, is only a foot above grade.
But Ms. Bangallo,
yes.
Where is that Lido property that you referenced? Do you know the address? or something?
Yeah, it's case number 143 to 146. That was the case number on that Lido Beach property.
Do you happen to know what street it's on?
Lagoon Drive East.
And, oh, so it's just a property where the whole deck, the whole backyard is a deck?
Exactly, right. Which the deck was right to the property line, you know. And there was also a proposed dwelling at 18 North Boulevard that was granted a lot coverage of 49.7, and that was proposed, whereas we're maintaining something that's been existing for many years and not caused by Mr. and Mrs. Crudis. I would also like to submit a letter from the next-door neighbor saying he has no objections to the
We'll
board
accept
granting
that in
this variance.
evidence.
The house closed and $7,500 was held in escrow to legalize the existing structures.
7,500.
That's my case.
Objection, is that the one with the stairs attached to it?
Yes.
Can you imagine why he had no objection?
I guess that's why he had no objections.
I'd want 25,000, maybe more.
But that house next door did get a certificate and variance for the Sandy. They raised the house after Sandy. But I guess that must have been added afterwards, that outside staircase. But not my problem.
Exactly. Maybe you'll pick them up as a client in a few years.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you.
Next is case 54824, Point Lookout, Peter Sheridan. Variances, lot area occupied, front yard setbacks on Lynbrook Avenue and Beach Street, rear yard construct dwelling with garage, also known as 98 Lynbrook Avenue.
I do. Thomas McKevitt, Son Ward Braff Casignano. We changed names again. 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York, 11553.
George Monasterio, 59 Belmore Avenue, Point Lookout. I'm the architect.
What? Yeah. Well, no, it's front yard setbacks, right? Let's get the plans.
When is that firm going to include McKevin?
I don't know when it's going to, you know, the worst part of it is, we just did this corporate run back on July 29th with the whole name, and a week later, one of the partners left, so all our stationery, everything like that, is get thrown out again. Just when I got it down straight, it changed. I don't know. All I know is McKevitt's never going up there. I know that for sure.
I was going, I had already asked, how come you missed the marquee?
No, not happening. No, Adam Koblenz. Adam Koblenz, who joined a firm in 2011 as an associate, is from East Hills and decided to go to a big Manhattan firm and make lots and lots more money.
So how come McKevitt's not getting on that?
Because I'm never happening, sorry. Not happening. I'm just of counsel.
Let's not get personal, Mr.
Exactly.
Pellegrini.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the board. I represent the applicant Peter Scherer in this matter. The premises is located at 98 Lynbrook Avenue in Point Lookout, also known as Section 61, Block 59, lots 134 on the land and tax map of Nassau County. It is located in the B residence zone of the town of Hempstead. It's located at the northeast corner of the intersection of Lynbrook Avenue and Beach Street. The present location is a dwelling, which is a 1.5-story dwelling constructed in 1966. It's the intention to demolish the current dwelling and construct a new single-family dwelling on that spot. I've handed to the board a number of photographs, which I took last Friday, which shows the current subject premises as well as the surrounding area. This lot is 75 feet wide by 55 feet deep, totaling 4,125 square feet. The current dwelling has 1,428 square feet with a 31-foot outdoor shower for a total of 1,429 square feet and a lot coverage of 35.4%. The current front yard setback is 9 feet 8 inches on Lynbrook Avenue and 14 feet 3 inches on Beach Street. The side yard on the north is 5 feet 4 inches, and the rear yard is currently 15 feet to the house and 11 feet to an outdoor shower. The variances we seek today is for a lot front yard average setbacks, lot area occupied, and rear yard. The proposed new dwelling will have 1,670 square feet, only 242 more square feet than the current existing dwelling, with a front porch of 310 square feet and a rear landing of 72 square feet. The new lot coverage will be 49.7%. The front yard will be 8 feet 11 inches to the dwelling on the Lynbrook Avenue and 17 feet 4 inches on Beach Street, although there'll be 6 feet to the porch on Lynbrook, as well as 9 foot 4 inches to the porch on Beach.
Mr. McKevitt?
Yes.
Can I just ask you, I'm looking at the elevations, so the BFE is apparently 10. Does that sound right?
Let me just double check the plans right now. I do know that from what I looked at, we are completely height compliant
I understand.
under the code, yeah.
It says God bless you. The BFE is 10, but then it says the DFE is 12, but then it says the DFE is 19.25. Why, I don't get that.
What are you looking at? Which sheet?
A6. First floor design flood elevation 19.25. I think it's just mislabeled.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so, because
Sorry.
that's not, yeah, okay.
No,
Correct.
the DFE is 12.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they're just adding that space in there to use it for garage and other storage.
First floor, non-occupiable, non-habitable space.
Right.
Garage and storage.
That's why we're only for a two-story, because the first
Correct.
one is,
It's only 2-story, no half-story. This is a much simpler case than we usually bring. We keep it down to the 2 stories.
understood, go ahead.
So anyway, just going back, as looking at the front yard as well too, the side yard on the north will be 5 feet 4 inches, which is exactly what it is right now. We're not changing the side yard on the north side by 1 inch. And the rear yard will be 10 feet to the dwelling and 7 feet 3 inches to the rear stairs. One case which I did give to the board as I gave prior decision, when you do look, we're looking for a rather large lot coverage, but we base it on the fact that across the street from the dwelling, at the southwest corner of Lynbrook Avenue and Beach Street is 95 Lynbrook Avenue. That was originally a vacant lot that was subdivided and was approved by this board on March 23rd, 2022 in case number 107 of 22. That lot is slightly larger, 4,500 square feet. The dwelling is 1,699, and that instance was approved a 52.1% variance of lot coverage. So we are asking, several percent less than what this board approved on the opposite corner on the southwest side, at the other side of Lynbrook and Beach.
You're asking for 45 then? or-
Asking for 49.
Didn't you say we did 52?
We're asking for 49.7. The case you approved in 2022, which I gave decision to the board, is 52.1%.
Oh, and then I thought you said all that, and then I thought you said 7% lower.
No, we're 3% lower. We're 3% lower what the board had already approved across the street. And again, remember, that was a vacant lot. That was a vacant lot forever, and they built a new house on that. We have our existing house, and we're just looking to make a slightly larger house than what we have currently at that perspective. Just point another couple other cases this board has done. To the immediate northeast at 99 Mineola Avenue, it's located as the Martinez residence on the radius map. That has a lot coverage of 53.9% and a front yard of 5.2 feet. And that was approved by this board on July 23rd, 2003, in case 697, 2003. And then if you go to Mineola Avenue at 88 Mineola Avenue, which is within the 200-foot radius, lots 141 to 142, That has a lot coverage of 54%, and that was approved by this board just in May this year, on May 2nd, 2024. In case 277 of 24, this board granted 54%. And just for edification, further on Limbrook Avenue, again within the radius, just to the south, is 102 Limbrook Avenue. That has a lot coverage of 68.9%.
Which one?
102 Limbrook Avenue is to the south. It is on the other side of Beach Street, and there's no variance. It's an older house, but that is 68.9.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean there's no variances? It's a legal non-conforming?
Non-conforming.
Legal
Yeah.
non-conforming at that height, at that level?
Yes, 68.9.
68. Wow.
Thank God it wasn't something we approved.
Yes. So, again, we are asking, a higher than usual, well, higher coverage than the rest of the town of Hempstead, but obviously this is Point Lookout. And again, I've done many cases in Point Lookout in the 60%. Again, the couple houses to the north are in that 30% range. But again, when you look to the one immediate to the west and the two houses to the east, again, this board has recently approved 53%, 54%, 52%, and we were asking for 49%. So we're going slightly under other approvals in the area, which is where we base the number on. Just to summarize my case, again, looking at the benefit to the applicant compared to detriment to surrounding properties, this will have no change in the area character. You cannot achieve it by anything other than a variance. I argue that this request is not substantial in light of the fact everything there is a substandard lot and the other surrounding lots have been approved recently. Those have no effect on the physical environmental conditions. And again, arguably self-created, but if you want to put a shed in Point Lookout, it's self-created because of the size of the lots. So that is my case.
Any other questions from the board?
Yes. I'm going to refer to my my clients like that. Do you want to step up? Do you have to talk to your neighbors about this, or pick one?
I'd like to know what the neighbors think of the proposed dwelling.
Ms. Sheridan, identify yourself on the record and just speak, just so we can say real fast.
Just your name and address.
Peter Sheridan, 98 Limbrook Avenue. Yeah, we proactively reached, thanks for seeing us today. We reached out to all of our neighbors proactively. Oh, is it?
Just keep close.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we, in advance of this hearing, we proactively reached out to a number of our neighbors. The ones we didn't get in touch with, they actually reached out to us. And in fact, this morning, just one of them, while we were walking our dog, wished us good luck in this hearing. So they've all, expressed, approval and no concerns whatsoever with what we're doing here.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. McKevitt, you, your architect, and your clients, all of whom signed in, will all receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank you, folks. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Second? All in favor? Any opposed?
Next, we have cases 55024 through 55124, Levittown, Richard and Brittany Losco. Variances: height, maintain two-car detached garage forward of dwelling on Reverse Lane and Hunt Road. Maintain 6-foot-high fence forward of dwelling on Reverse Lane and Hunt Road and in the clear sight triangle on Reverse Lane and Hunt Road, which may substantially obstruct line of sight, also known as 31 Round Lane. Ms. Bengala, I still have you sworn in from earlier. Just your name and address for the record.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Representing Richard and Brittany Losco of 31 Round Lane in Levittown. The property is located on the southeast corner of Round Lane and Reverse Lane, running through Hunt Road in the LPRD district. We're requesting a variance to maintain a two-car detached garage forward of the dwelling on Reverse Lane and Hunt Road.
Wait,
And
Ms. Pagano.
yes.
So I see here driveway curb cut permit 2024. So is that are they changing their driveway? One, has that permit already been issued and by whom?
The curb cut has been issued by the Highway Department. The
Town or county?
The town.
Okay.
The other driveway on Round Lane is just a walkway that leads to a one-story addition. So there was a carport there at one time, And
But before this 2024 curb cut permit, where was the driveway?
where, on Round Lane, where it says walkway,
Okay, so that used to be their driveway.
right, because that was a carport, that's now a one-story addition. Okay. Because of the location of the dwelling, there are 3 front yards. The primary is on Round Lane, and the secondary are Reverse Road and Hunt Road. Because of this, any location for a detached garage would end up requiring a variance.
So
Mr.
wait, they used to enter on Round Lane, now they've got a curb cut to enter on Reverse Lane.
Correct.
And as part of that curb cut permit, was I'm not familiar with that process, procedurally. Was there an analysis of the safety of that curb cut there? Or is it just,
I think it's just, I'm not that familiar with it either, because they filed with the Highway Department. I'm not sure if they look at that or not.
and this garage is already existing in this,
Yes.
and it has a permit number of 23, it appears. So how was the, when was the, oh, no, I'm sorry, those must be the application numbers.
Right, yes, that's correct.
So
Okay.
was the entire garage built without a permit, or
That,
was it?
yes, that's
How
correct.
long ago?
In 2023. When he put up the garage is when the town gave him a notice of violation. So that was in 2023.
How far along was the construction when they gave him the notice of violation?
It was finished in in the pictures that you have. That's what was there when he received the,
Is that still in effect?
I assume it would be. The violation is still in effect, yes,
I
absolutely,
mean,
until we
he's
get the
not moved
variance.
further yet, it's still in.
Right.
The guy I know.
So
So the reason why he built the garage was mainly for extra storage, since the Levittown houses do not have basements and storage space was limited. He was looking for space to store his cars, jet ski trailer, and jet skis for safety and security reasons and added protection.
That doesn't
I
address
am
the
so
height issue.
confused.
You're not
Right.
putting a jet ski upstairs.
Yes, I understand. He wasn't aware of the codes that were required and the height that was required. And also the same with the privacy fence. I explained to him that there's going to be an issue because of the driveway, that at the very least, if the fence could be brought back to where in line with the garage, if the garage is approved, so that it
Yeah,
would be.
Ms. Pengallo, now that I'm looking at the photographs of the garage, even though it's, what did you apply as height? 12 average? Is that what you believe was the applicable standard?
Right, and
Okay.
we're at 13 average.
Now, I see these very, very large garage doors. Have you been in this garage?
I was there at the beginning. Mr. Latsko also mentioned that because he has vacation, he wasn't able to come today, but if you'd like to go to the house, speak to him, he'll show you that the garage is just being used for commercial stuff, for personal stuff, no commercial use. It's
Right.
just what he's,
What I'm trying to understand is, oftentimes the concern with these high garages is an apartment upstairs. Even if your client doesn't misuse it, maybe the next one does, you know how it
Right,
works.
sure.
So when I see these very, very large garage doors, it makes me think that maybe there isn't a second floor in there. Do you know?
There is not, or there was not, and I did explain to him that the board will most likely, based on the look of the garage, because I kind of had the same feeling, would maybe want to come and see the garage and what's inside it and what you're using it for.
And that fence, let's see, it goes all the way.
So it's angled at the corner of Reverse and Hunt, but it is where the driveway is on
And then
Reverse
does,
Lane.
I don't have my glasses, I have loaners and they're not quite strong enough. So along Hunt Road, does the fence go all the way down Hunt Road?
Yes, and then it's angled at the corner.
No, it's angled at the corner of Hunt and
Reverse.
Reverse. But does it go, but going the other direction?
No, then you have the neighbor's house there. It's not angled that way.
Hold on, let me just orient this. Okay, so it's angled at Hunt and Reverse. It goes all the way down Hunt to the next, to the next property line?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
I just want to put it on my map so I can see where it is. And then, does it go all the way down Reverse?
It goes to the end of the house. So it goes from Hunt to the end of the house on
Okay,
Reverse.
so it stops short there, okay, that's good, and cuts back. And then does it go at all along Round Lane?
No,
All right, so that angled corner, and then the issue of his driveway.
right.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me where it should stop, well, I don't know, even that, the garage is so close to Reverse Lane that the garage itself well, it seems like it should stop at the back of the garage. Or something like that.
Right, that's what I thought, maybe, because I told him something obviously has to be done with the fence, and I thought if he brought it back to the line of the garage, maybe that would be acceptable.
This is Round Lane. I know.
Where's the neighbor Sathar Prakash's driveway?
Right.
Which neighbor?
The neighbor on lot 23, I'm probably butchering it here, Sathar Prakash. Prakash Sathar.
Let me see.
The neighbor to the east.
Look at my radius map here. Oh, we also have letters from 10 neighbors saying they have no objections.
We'll accept those in evidence.
Okay, so there's his driveway would be on Round Lane.
Oh, that neighbor, so that's the back of that house?
Correct. That's the back
Okay,
of all
well,
those
that's a
dwellings.
plus. Now, that school's there, do the buses queue on Hunt Road?
Yes.
Just trying to see if there's any issue with that.
Why would they queue on Hunt Road?
I'm sorry?
What buses queue on Hunt Road? The school is on Siemens Neck.
No, there's a school here. Maybe the front is the other way.
You're saying the radius map is showing that,
This school property
right?
is a depot and a maintenance for the school, not a school. The school, it's an elementary school or a middle school.
Oh, it does
on-
say school district office.
Right. The school is on Seaman Neck.
The front, you mean?
The front of the school. But I guess the back of the school is their the back of on Hunt Road is the district office?
Yes, it's an office maintenance shop and,
So do you know if they queue there, or
They
you
don't.
assume they did?
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. Where the buses are? I'm sorry.
You could have been mistaken.
Yes, I thought that was the school. I was mistaken. I apologize.
No, I mean, yeah.
They don't, that's,
Okay. I don't have any. What's the, I do have one other question. That angle that's in the clear sight triangle, that's 8 foot on each line.
Correct.
do you want to look at the picture?
Questions?
Ellen? Does your, would your client have any objection to myself or any other board member inspecting the property?
No, I even explained to him that was probably a good possibility.
Yes, it is.
And you
He's
said-
on vacation right now, but he'll be back next week.
Okay, so, Joe, you're gonna go in the garage too, right?
Maybe, yes.
Her client said he's anticipating showing you inside.
He's on vacation, but ordinarily he's home.
Well, he works, but if, I don't know if his wife is home, or if you want me to make an appointment for you, I can certainly do that.
Ms. Pengello, one other thing. Inside the garage, heat, power, plumbing, what?
Just electric.
And your client would accept a condition that it may always be only electric? No heat, no power?
Absolutely.
I mean, no plumbing, no heat?
Yes.
Do you have a more legible site plan than the one that we have? It's out of focus, it's labeled walkway, it's not a walkway, it's a driveway. This just isn't,
I don't know if that's any better?
yeah.
Yeah.
And they gave you 2 permits for,
No. It's going to be heard.
this isn't right.
Oh, no, wait a
Just
minute,
look
that
at
one's
that.
going to be adjourned.
Ms. Pangallo, while he's looking at that,
think that's
you said your client wanted it to store his snowmobile or his jet
Jet
skis
skis.
and some vehicles. Are these
is a
cars that is he a car collector or something, or is it just his cars?
Just his cars, and he said the truck that he has is a very popular truck, and they've tried to steal it a couple of times. His neighbor has the same truck, they tried to steal that, so that's why he wanted the security
I know what
for
it
the
is.
jet skis and the trailers and all
And
that.
before that, he had no garage at all, just
That's
a
correct.
carport?
Assembly and amusement, okay.
There was a small shed at one point in the yard. That's
For the
gone.
cars, he just had the carport?
Right.
At the end of what's now the walkway?
Well, when they purchased the house, the carport wasn't there. That carport was already converted with a permit to a one-story addition. So when he purchased the house, it was never a garage, and it's something that he always wanted. They plan on staying there, raising their family there, and he thought he wanted to do what he wanted from the beginning.
What kind of work does your client do?
I don't know.
Is he an auto mechanic?
No.
Okay. Is he a landscaper?
He's I can't really, I don't know. I
All right.
don't know for sure. I'm just looking at his email. I don't know, street proven performance.
Raises
So I'm not really sure.
All
Maybe
right.
he does
Just
something
like-
with cars. I don't know.
Oh, he does?
I don't know. I'm just looking at his email of Street Proven Performance Incorporated.
Because, you know, oftentimes.
I don't know if that means
people-
anything.
That's a hint.
But I ask because if people, certain professions or trades seem to have a more likely chance of a commercial use in a large garage like this. Be it car repair, auto body repair, landscapers, for some reason, they seem to bring big trucks and equipment home. So that's the reason I ask about.
I understand. I'm not sure what he actually does. He was,
Is all the fencing a 6-foot fencing?
yes.
Okay,
Oh, I drew it on, Joe.
it's illegible
Raising
on the
wild
site plan.
animals.
Huh?
Raising wild animals.
No, only you do that, Joe.
Good.
You can't see it on the plot. plan.
Here's where it is. I drew
I
it
know,
on
but
here.
just-
I know, that's why I drew it on here. Just so I can look at what mattered. So this
Excuse me,
driveway.
is your
there's
client
driveways on
willing to
this
move the
street.
fence back? Because it's up all the
Yeah,
way
here's
to the
garage, and I
curb
think the
almost,
fence-
and it's 6 feet solid instead of being open.
Yes, absolutely. He's willing to do whatever he needs to do for the board to feel the fence is safe.
Did he look into, you know, what the legalities was and when he put the fence in? Did he, or he just?
No.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
He was
didn't
just
know?
doing it for security, not realizing that you can't have it in a driveway, and, yeah, he just didn't know.
I'm missing this drawing.
Raises wild animals. He raises wild animals. He raises wild animals.
I have no further questions.
Pythons. Any other questions
No.
from the
Did
board?
you ask about dogs?
Do they have dogs?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I mean, if Joe goes to inspect it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was wondering what you were asking.
I'll bring mace, not a problem.
Just bring a steak.
I'll find
Bring
out.
steaks.
I move that the
Steaks,
hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second.
Thank you very much.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? We're early on the adjournments. Can we do decisions?
Yeah. Christina,
Peachy
on that,
keen.
that one we just did, if we end up approving it, no heat, no plumbing.
Yeah. As if and when it is inspected.
Whoa,
30-second break, and then we'll do decisions. 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Really?
No, I'm just standing up till I get the, I want to have some more discussion about this.
Oh, Corona. Corona. I used to see him always walking on his ass. Yeah, that's good. Okay. All right. Yeah, thanks.
His comment was, well, he couldn't answer why. Then it comes in, and
Yeah, I'll send you the thing, but I'm just, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll probably do that. I'll probably tell her I can't make it because it's
consideration, because she's living there, the guy comes in, says, no,
Yeah, that's right, yeah, I'm staying home here.
so it's sad that way. You don't have somebody,
I'll send it. Yeah, I'll send the money, but
she was living there.
I'll take it.
She called me back. She's still there.
That's
So we can know. Now what? Case is
Oh,
denied.
good, okay, good. That's great. That's great. Who's gonna play with you?
Okay. No. That beach, right?
Right, that's 27, right? Yeah, 27. All right.
No enforcement. It's just languishes.
Thanks.
He doesn't answer.
Case is over. Yeah, no, I just was about breaking. I'll just get back.
Well, they do, they pull something in this.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. Bye-bye.
Tell them all the questions, say, look, there's no violations, nobody violated. What they should do is go down and every day.
That's what they do in the smaller deals, like they do with all the something like that.
That's what, they do that in the village. Every day.
Talking about revenue stream?
I know. That would be tremendous. I don't know why they don't.
Can't consider it.
It goes over.
We don't have to approve. Johnny, you're familiar, which case was it for Valley Street? Where the guy built a commercial building too tall? Sorority.
Yeah.
What was the outcome of that case?
Well, basically, he was fine on it.
Yes.
He was supposed to take a stand.
Yeah.
He was supposed to take it. And the other day, the way he ended up doing it was, purchased, believe it or not, he purchased it's a fire for the village. He purchased. Yeah, but he spent a lot of money. You know, I mean, a lot less than it did that. That's what it is. So he like was booking that.
All right. We're gonna do today's decisions. Ready? All right, case 539, 2024, Baldwin, Akram, and Zabi Sayed.
5 years.
Do I have any discussion
Conditions.
from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion, case 539 of 24, Baldwin, Akram Sayah, and Zabah Sayah be granted as requested with 5 years conditions.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 540 of 2024 Oceanside, Ann Bauer. Do I have any discussion from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion of case 54024 Oceanside and Bauer variances front yard setbacks on Bellevue Avenue and Dean Street, front yard encroachment on Bellevue Avenue, maintain addition, second-story addition, and stoop with stairs, all attached to dwelling.
Motion is to approve.
I make the motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 541 of 2024, Wantor, Philip Canistra. Any discussion from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 541 of 24, Wantor Philip Canista, located at 975 Ray Road, be approved as requested.
Second.
Close out
Second.
open permits.
Close out open permits, I'm sorry. Second, all in favor? Any opposed, any abstention? Cases 542 through 544 of 2024, Seaford, Timothy Clevin. Do I have any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would just move that cases 524 of
542.
542 of
Transposed
2024 through 544 of 2024 in Seaford, affecting the property at 1764 Washington Avenue, be approved as requested.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 545 of 2024, Near East Rockaway, James and Joanne Crudis. Do I have any discussion from, or questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion? This was the 59.6%.
Deck,
Yeah, mostly
It
deck.
was.
when it was on the
Yeah,
water.
it was
so we
third
do see
car.
that.
Yeah.
Sold and money in escrow.
Yes, we're discussing.
You want to put it on, put it
Joe's
on
just waiting for-
later?
I was waiting for the discussion to stop.
I know it's you, Joe.
No, I'm sorry.
discussing.
I'm sorry. Okay.
When he bought the house in 2003 and it was compliant, how did they get to the point where it's 59%?
Agreed, that's what I said,
Yeah.
but it's mostly deck.
It's mostly deck and open porch, closed open porch.
I wish they did it
Maintain
differently.
roof
so
over.
Yeah.
People coming in going,
Money in escrow.
59% lot. I wish that the decks were.
How much
treated
in
as
that?
7,500. Not enough. Joanne would have asked for 30,000. I would have asked for 25.
So, listen, I do have something on this case.
I'm
I
sure.
just said to Christina, I wish that the town handled it differently, because granting 59% where most of it's a deck is different than, I don't want someone to come in later and go, well, you granted 59% over there, and what they want is a structure that has that.
Right.
So Christina said she can draft a carve-out, so we
Good.
can start doing it that way, where, so we don't have people going, yeah.
And also, I think we should also mention the location of the property, that it's on the water, so there's open space behind it like we did in that other case,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
they might be referencing.
Yeah.
Well, didn't Tom McKevitt use that theory because it was granted prior?
Well, he did, but in his case, it was more apples and apples, because he's saying we granted a house with
Yeah.
that coverage, and that's what he was using as, analogous.
Precedential value on the same block.
But in this case, literally, the house is almost the same, and we get this a lot on the water. They just cover the whole backyard with a deck. And so that's a far different lot coverage than if they cover the whole backyard with a house. So that's why I like the distinction.
We'll do a draft.
Yeah.
We'll
Draft.
save it as
Yep.
writers, so we have
And
a.
that was a nice, healthy discussion.
That was.
So are you done now with discussing?
Productive as well.
So we'll continue this on reserved decision.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Draft. All right, so cases 546 and 547 of 2024, Levittown, Ryan and Denise Duck. That was adjourned to September 25th, 2024, 11 a.m. Case 548 of 2024, Point Lookout. Any discussion? Peter Sheridan. If not, do I have a motion?
Joanne, you want to make it, or you want me to?
You okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a high lot coverage. It's less than, as he said, across the street.
Right.
We do have this issue in Point Lookout. I think we still need to keep some tight reins on it, but, within reason. I don't love it, but it's a reasonable case given the pattern of the character of the
Development.
neighborhood and the pattern of development.
That's a Mr.
So,
Nelson
I'll,
comment.
I'll,
That's a Nelson comment.
It said 3-story.
Yeah,
No,
No.
it's
It's a
FEMA
FEMA too.
and 2 usable spaces,
Mhm.
and no height variance.
the plans
Right.
say 3-story.
Yeah, they use that language. They say first story, second story, third story.
We can give a little explanation as to.
It's not really a
Okay.
third story,
Like
it's
the
a
FEMA
FEMA
3, no
too.
living space.
Yeah.
So-
Correct.
Yeah,
So I'll make a motion.
all right.
They had a neighbor, when I asked the question about the neighbors, they were all notified, so if somebody had a real problem with.
They would have been here.
Would have been here or would have.
Correct.
Right. So as it relates, Mr. Chairman, to case 548 of 2024 on Point Lookout, Peter Sheridan, 98 Limbrook Avenue, I move the case be granted as requested and the decision reflect those items we just discussed with council and the board.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And Joanne?
Okay, cases 550 and 551, we're going to put that on reserve for at least one of the board members to inspect, and there are conditions that were suggested, which will be incorporated in, well, depending on the decision.
Right.
All right, let's go to the,
Wow, they really want to get rid of that case.
let's go to the videotape. Let's go to the reserved decision calendar. Anything on page 1? Yes, no, maybe?
Mine are not done. I couldn't get the reserve calendar yesterday.
Pat, the Roosevelt one, it was the same, right? They,
It's the same, I reached back out to, 2 weeks ago, I reached back out to the
Fire marshal?
Yeah, they still needed another, they're saying September, gonna be reaching out.
Wait, they
Okay.
need another what? The fire marshal doesn't
They
have
need
what it
time.
needs?
The fire marshal, they submitted a supplementary plan. to-
Who they, the
The
applicant?
applicant submitted to the fire marshal's office for the sprinkler plan.
Wait, but we thought they had everything.
They refiled stuff in June. The original filed thing. stuff
What'd they
in April.
change? Just in
I don't
in
know.
essence?
We don't know.
What they
That
changed.
was-
Just talking with the fire marshal's office. It's like
they're not very helpful.
it's
All
like
right.
dealing with DMV, so I'm.
I think we should subpoena the fire marshal.
That'd be funny.
We can.
So I'm gonna reach out to the architect.
Do we have
I mean, I'm
subpoena
just
power?
curious, have they
Would
been
we
dragging
like
their
it?
feet all this shit?
We
in
do.
time? Or did the fire marshal ask for something? There's a big difference.
We do have subpoena powers.
do?
Jim,
Okay, well, I was gonna reach out to the architect. and check that out.
go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to know if it's like we changed that type of sprinkler, but if we find out that all along they submitted some half-assed plan that didn't actually reflect materials, and they're telling us it's been submitted waiting for fire marshal, when in fact the materials were not adequately submitted, then we should bring them back in or something.
From a fire, right?
You know, because the safety issue.
No, it's been sitting there since. Almost a year.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just like, they've led us along saying, we've got everything in, we're just waiting, fire marshal, and then they submit something new if it's just,
That's why,
all right.
Well, it's been submitted, so we have to wait
Yeah,
for the
we
fire
thought that
marshal.
for the last 8 months, and now we find out they just resubmitted something.
Well, they changed
Well-
it, yeah.
Well, we'll see.
it was
Yeah,
reviewed,
no, I
and needed
got
to
it.
add stuff, so that's why it was,
We'll see.
All right, anything else,
yeah.
anything else on page 1?
No proper updates that we can move on anything. Oh, actually, on 217, the applicant finally resubmitted their plans, but we're waiting for the building department to re-review and make sure all of the numbers match up.
Okay,
The next page, the top case, 240 to 242, we are still waiting on those elevation plans. I did contact them approximately 2 months ago. At the next hearing date, it will be over 60 days. And they were notified that if they did not submit their, what the board has requested within 60 days of, I believe it was July 1st, that they risk dismissal without prejudice.
Okay.
So I will follow up one more time.
yep,
So
It's an automatic denial if they don't agree to having this adjourned, postponed,
correct.
reserved.
But we could also just dismiss it without
We
prejudice.
could.
So the next case that I have an update on, I did email a copy of the draft decision regarding case 378 to the board. And I don't know if the board had a chance to review it, if they had.
I did, it's fine.
Good.
yeah, I did,
All right, let's
So-
get it off.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay, great. But
Can we have a motion?
I forget, because we changed how we do this. Now, how do we do this now? Just adopt the decision?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Does someone make that motion?
there's, but just another.
Go ahead.
The-
Hold
the-
on.
The case 379 deals with fencing,
Mm-hmm.
forward of dwelling within the clear side triangle at
So that's temporary.
That's temporary, but Did anyone want to take a look at those plans and make sure that all the fencing's?
I think
Here, I have
Mrs. D'Amato?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
already
have
did it.
photos.
Great.
We're still waiting.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on that.
I'm pretty-
This is the whole one with
The
that
way I
two
remember it.
family issue.
What was it, case on?
I'm sorry, 378, I apologize.
We can keep going and then when I
You
get.
want me to,
Okay.
you want,
All right.
you don't want to move this?
Yeah, we'll just come back because I'm looking for the picture.
Well, there are
Yeah, I
two
just looking for the
cases.
picture.
There were two.
Yeah, so it's the fencing.
I did, I'm
She
looking for
did.
the picture.
She did.
She's asking about the fencing in town.
Fencing. that-
She wants to do a show and tell.
Oh, he's such a pain in the ass.
Okay, so, next, moving along, case 403 of 24 in Elma, the applicant did submit what the board had requested. So the updated plans with the cellar were submitted, and there are elevations there as well. So there's the cellar. This is the
Storage.
There's
This
half
is
bath,
cellar.
yeah, they have that.
Elevation, yeah,
Elevations.
28 feet.
Okay,
They
so
don't need
that
it.
was what the board had requested.
Can I have a motion?
The basement,
Take a look.
it's been updated. Have the permits filed for the basement?
That I don't know.
Okay. I move that the mother-daughter in case 403 be granted with the usual mother-daughter conditions, and that any submission of the basement plans that there has to be a permits issued for any of those additions in the basement that may have been done without permits.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, anything else on that page? Did you find the photo, guitar?
No, that's last.
What are we doing with that?
414, I did get a call from the applicant. He had mentioned that he was going to reach out to the opposition. I haven't yet heard back, but I don't know if the board would like to just keep that on reserve for at least a couple more weeks to see if he has an update from the opposition.
Did we get a
I
landscape
got-
plan for this or anything?
I don't believe the board requested. This is the.
This is West Hempstead.
The West
Yes.
Hempstead case,
Yeah, yeah,
And it's becoming a commercial type of an area on that street. Do you
right,
think it?
right.
do
I
you
think this was one where we had all the opposition.
Yes.
And you had the mea culpa guy come in and say it was all his headache,
Yeah.
which was a wee bit unusual. I don't know if anybody else had the opportunity to go out. If they want to, I did once, I'll go back again.
Do you think a landscaping plan submitted would
That can't hurt.
assist us?
I think the concern was more or less the traffic
Yeah,
blocking.
the traffic.
But,
he
you know,
wasn't-
if you can pretty it up, I mean.
He
it's
wasn't
an
doing
ugly
anything
area.
with that.
Pardon?
He wasn't contributing to the traffic.
Well, we don't know that. Yeah. That is apparently what,
The opposition thought that he
Yeah.
was.
where was this?
Yeah.
Remember when we went to
But
lunch
again,
and
it
you
was a
showed me
little
that?
unusual that the
Remember that over by
guy
a Greek
responsible
restaurant?
for
Uh-huh.
all the traffic
Stepped up.
came to the hearing. It was a little unusual. But I'm with you.
I-
He's
I-
Right,
apparently
he,
the guy
he's,
causing all the
he sat in
traffic.
the back, and he's the guy who said, no, it's all my trucks, all my trucks. I want to go again during the morning rush hour and see if it's really his trucks.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right,
But in
so
the interim, would you like,
I did it.
we should get a landscape?
No, I said, I don't like the neighbor, the guy, the mea culpa guy. I mean, but that's not what's before us. Yeah, and I want to go again, and I'll go again and again, a couple of times during morning rush hour, because that's the opposition said. I mean, I don't know how you rectify it over there. That's a problem. It's a horrible corner. Pardon? Not far. I get on the Parkway, go one exit and make a right when I go up Hempstead Avenue. Right after the gasoline station, or when I go to my dentist, who is right around the corner. All right. Any other?
May I suggest that on that 659 Holdings, that we get a landscape plan and proposed conditions from the attorney? They're not gonna, they'll turn their trucks around in the parking lot, et cetera. What do you- Just as a little bit of an input.
What was he gonna use that for? Or just
It was apparently going to be
indoors
for-
contractors' equipment?
It was storage of finished stone. They claimed that they weren't going to be finishing any stones.
The masonry, that's right.
Yeah.
It was, they were gonna store stones on the property,
Yes.
finished, and just then send it out to a retailer.
Yes.
Right.
And it was already like previously
It was cut.
and
It
everything.
was all
Yeah,
cut
so
and
there's
polished.
no problem.
They weren't even gonna polish. Those should be conditions. If there's a grant,
If-
it's gotta be
the
part.
board's willing to sure. Okay.
And as Joe suggested, ask the attorney to submit a set of proposed conditions. Anything else on that?
Sure. I sent out a draft on case 43924 in Point Lookout. I sent it out last week.
I saw it was right on. I agree. I concur.
Mr. Pellegrini and Mrs. Perry, you were absent. Okay. Katura, did you review it?
Look out, I'm looking.
Well, Point Lookout.
Which one are you asking
I'll
about?
get to it.
Case 439.
439?
That was that deck when they were reducing the size of the enclosed attic, making the roof deck.
Oh, yeah,
bigger.
yeah, we went over that.
Yeah.
You saw it, you read the decision, you're in agreement, you want to make a motion? 439.
Mr. Chairman, I move that, as it relates to case 439, in Point Lookout, affecting the property located at 128 Baldwin, Point Lookout, that the decision drafted by council approving it and explaining the rationale be adopted.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Did you look at 447, Katura?
No, I didn't know about
Okay,
it.
so we'll hold it.
Oh, wait. No, maybe I did. Let me see which one it is. The only one I didn't know.
You can go.
Where is, oh,
Yeah, fine.
yes,
The
that's
more the
the
merrier.
one I looked at. I wanted someone else to look at. It's
Okay.
5-foot side yards.
Mark,
That's the one where we were talking about maybe he doesn't need to be so close.
Yeah, the
Right.
5-foot side yards, exactly.
I remember that whole.
okay, all right. So
That would be
we're gonna
great.
hold it. Katura inspected and Mark's going.
We did get an amended site plan on case 7724, which did provide, it showed all of the living fencing. That was the one in Garden City.
Okay,
Um,
on the corner,
yes.
overdone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, which naturally they don't have a, I'll print out the site plan. Remember I showed it to you last week and we can hold it?
Yeah,
The site plan is probably,
okay.
so,
All
all right, sorry.
No, it's okay.
No update on 258.
Okay. Goodness. Anything on page 4? Cascone, side yards?
3620.
Yeah. I can't make a motion, but I inspected it, and it looks fine. 505. Somebody should make a motion, get it off the calendar.
I was, yeah, so, anybody else? Want to make a motion on it?
I make a motion, case number 505, Franklin Square, Joseph and Casey Casson, variance side yard, maintain cellar entrance dwelling, be granted as requested.
Second,
Second.
property address is 1035 Lydia Drive.
1035.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Anything else on that page?
I mean, I can see
Valley
it
Street?
in my head.
507?
If,
What about
for
507?
case 464,
Oh, wait a minute. I inspected that. You don't have to. That is, without a doubt, oh, you did, good.
And was like
Best,
this, 'cause
best
some-
house on the block.
Yeah, but wait, somebody was out.
Mr. Regano, you want to address 507?
I didn't have anything else.
But, wait, look at me. John, this was the neighbors. This is hers, you don't think?
Oh, yeah,
So here's the fence.
I saw the whole thing. It's the best house in the
Well,
neighborhood,
that might
and
be-
it's not a problem.
Because he's got a car, I don't even think this is a drive.
I went up there.
Oh, you did?
That's
See
the
the other
driveway
side, because
with
the
that
other-
pavement. That's, yeah. And why would you not grant that? You saw what's parked next door.
I know,
And that doesn't,
yeah.
really,
And then this.
that's not on
And
his
then-
property.
So, right, okay.
Hmm.
And then, I just did, this is the, it's a one-way coming
Yeah,
this way.
yeah.
So.
And there's a stop sign.
Yeah, okay, fine.
All right.
Is that
We've got 5 minutes.
until 11. We can't hear it early, we're gonna hear early,
Okay,
we gotta
so
make
should
sure
we make
anyone else wants to be here,
Yeah,
they have a chance. So
We're gonna approve it as is, right?
yeah.
All right, so we could do it.
Case 403,
No,
we voted.
not 403.
No, not 403.
464.
Yeah, 464.
Yep, 464, we did not vote.
Ms. Perry would like to make a
Okay, I'm gonna
motion.
make a motion on case 464 of 24 Elmont, Marie
Cherry.
Cherry, located at 12 Arcade Place, be approved as requested.
Second.
Temporary with conditions, it's a fence?
Yes.
Second.
No, wait.
You don't want to do 10?
Yep, I don't,
Why would you do 10?
okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Just wanted to,
I mean,
okay,
Wait, am I?
you,
Okay.
so,
all in favor?
Aye.
I don't
It's
even know.
permanent. Okay. Next, anything else on that page?
507?
We get the attack, John. Right.
Refresh my recollection on that one. Variances unoccupied, Hungry Harbor.
I believe,
What was the issue in that case?
Yeah. So,
yeah, let's, you want to just finish and then we'll backtrack? Okay, 519?
I did not.
Okay. Okay, no worries.
Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have?
529? Anything on that?
Sorry.
All right.
529 now. Levittown Muse, we do have an update. The new plot plan was submitted, which shows that those medians that were in the driving aisle were moved. It does increase the relief being sought by, I believe it was 9 spots, so they need a greater parking variance, but even based on the expert testimony, there was apparently ample parking.
And it would enhance the traffic flow as they needed a parking variance. So I would move that we grant this case as amended.
Sure. Reflecting the appropriate, will
Yes.
reflect the proper relief.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
anything on
Mary Donato, what is that?
Oh, okay, so
Canada?
this is one that we're going to try and inspect tomorrow.
Oh, okay, I
Because
remember
Pat and I
that.
have to be in Belmore anyway. So we're gonna try and do an inspection on the board's behalf.
Got it.
Anything on the referral?
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
I'm
we
impressed.
have an update. Okay, so, you will all remember, 500, okay, so it's the last case on our referral calendar, case 794 of 23, Carl Torah Tefillah. This was the case where they were trying to build a very, very, very large 3-story temple with the setbacks that were very...
500.
Yes,
Yeah.
500.
I remember that.
So, I'm happy to report that the applicant did reduce the size of the structure, and they're asking the case be restored to our regular calendar. So, I do have a letter here, and if you would like, I can read the changes.
Well, if it's gonna be restored to the regular town, are we gonna have a
Or-
rehearing?
Unless the board wants to have a rehearing, I
We're
think.
just gonna take a look at the
We
new
could,
plans.
it could be flipped right now. It could be restored to the calendar, it's on reserve decision, and then a motion to grant it.
You know, but again,
If that's,
if that's the way the board wants to go.
Is this the one where it's in a residential area?
500 Hungry Harbor.
And they want to build a 3-story
Yep,
yeshiva there?
that's the one.
It was, yes,
There was a lot of opposition.
there was significant, yes, there was significant
I
opposition.
inspected that, I saw
Yes.
the pictures actually. But
Yeah, but now,
they're running a temple out of there now.
Yeah,
now they
which
submitted
is
a new
stupid.
set of plans
Yes.
reducing the size.
Which,
Can we see them?
sure, and we did speak to the plans examiner. No new variances were triggered, everything was lessened, and.
It's no longer 3-story?
It's still a 3-story, so the issue was that apparently, because of how the flood, the water tables are in that particular area, they couldn't build down. So it still is a 3-story. So these are the changes, okay? So when it comes.
It's still 3-story.
That's the biggest thing. Well, I'll read what the changes are. Rear yard. Okay? They proposed a 10-foot rear yard. The code requires a maximum of 25 feet. So the modification.
a minimum of 25 feet.
A minimum, I apologize, a minimum, yeah. So, the revised plans now propose a 20-foot rear yard, which would then only require a 5-foot
All right,
variance.
so, so we have a request to hold it. Can you provide copies
Absolutely.
of that to all of us?
Sure.
And
Sure.
you wanna go
We'll
out
make,
and look
we'll
at
make copies.
We could absorb it.
So you guys want this for the, we'll revisit this on the 9th?
Yep.
So, do you want to make a motion to restore it now, or do you want to do everything next week? Doesn't matter, it's 6 o'clock, it doesn't matter.
Make a motion? No,
No, either one, okay, great,
hold it. All right?
okay, sure. I'll make copies for everybody.
Yep.
So you guys take them home. Okay,
All right, it's 11 o'clock.
okay.
The temple? No, I don't know what it was.
Did you find,
It was on a referral calendar?
Yeah, I told her.
what are we doing now?
We're gonna approve it with the caveat, it's an existing fence and living fence over the dwelling and the little piece, but because we have the Marber issue, we're gonna articulate. One second.
We start with case 35924, Baldwin, McDonald's, Joshua Kaufman. Renewal of grant to maintain one double-faced detached illuminated ground sign overall size 201 square feet, overall height 18 feet 5 inches, setback 7 feet from property line, also known as 1255 Grand Avenue. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the true self you got? Yes. State your name and address for the record.
Wrong place.
Hello, I'm Josh Kaufman. I'm the owner of the McDonald's on Grand Avenue in Baldwin. At 1255 Grand Avenue, Baldwin, New York. Good morning.
Okay, sorry. Let's see where we are here. I know, I can't, give us a second. I can't see anything without my glasses. I'm wearing loaner glasses and I'm blind. We're looking for this inspection sheet.
Take your time.
Or whatever. What's your name with the board? Let me see something. I know, but I don't just need that. I need him to say yes. Okay.
I like Burger King better.
Let's see this. Hold on. Joe.
Big Mac is good. What you do is you order it. And they'll do it? Well, I'll have to remember that.
Okay, so preliminarily, why don't you tell us why you're here?
I am here to,
Of course, this case was approved many years ago.
yes,
What
I
happened?
received the letter
Oh.
that I should attend the hearing. In June, I wasn't able to come, and somebody called me and asked me to attend, and I just
Oh,
want
it's-
to make
it's-
sure we obtain the permit.
It's probably because the original grant expired. That's the reason you're here. 23. Now we're in 24. No, it was on the calendar in June.
23 inspection.
How come?
It's not in the file?
How long have you been with the company, that particular site?
We purchased the restaurant in 2016.
16. Have you been?
I became the owner March 1st, 2016.
Did you, what?
You're the owner.
I'm the owner. I'm a third-generation McDonald's owner-operator.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Now, you've been there.
So if it was 19, then it'd be 19
you-
and
are
24.
you-
Twenty-four.
That's what my concern was.
Has the sign changed since you're the owner?
No.
So
No
you-
change.
You're familiar with it from 2016.
We have done a dining room remodel. We've,
I don't care about that. I just
yeah,
care about the sign.
no work to the sign at all. Same exact sign as when we purchased it.
So, Mr. Regano, this gentleman has owned the property since 2016.
I heard him, Mr. Pellegrini.
I'm sorry.
And the case was before us in 2018. It was granted in
We found it,
2019.
we found it.
Oh, hallelujah.
Something did change. So now we finally found the inspection, which was done on March 25th. It says the following conditions exist. The drive-through section removed. Can you tell us what that was?
They removed it.
There's still a drive-through. Maybe there's a misunderstanding. It's a double-lane drive-through in the restaurant that's been there for 5 years. It's
When-
been a single-lane drive-through since the store was
How did
built in the
So in
1980s.
five years ago, so that was after the 2018 inspection, but before the 2024 inspection, you changed the drive-through to make it a 2-lane instead of a 1-lane.
Yes.
Did you
that must
come, he would have had to come before the board, would he?
I don't
No?
know.
Did you get all the permits for that?
Yes. McDonald's obtained all the permits, and they did all the work.
But wait, when you changed it to a 2-lane, that means you had to add another menu board or menu microphone or something?
Yes, yes.
Wouldn't he need a variance to add another one? Yes. I mean, he's here for the one. Yes. Did you come to zoning?
Yes, McDonald's Corporation
Well, wait a minute.
Came here?
handled the entire process.
How do you know that?
How do I know
How do you
that?
know that?
They told me, and they're my franchisor.
Right, just, I know, we're gonna have
Yeah.
to do something. We're gonna have to check, not a huge issue, but we gotta
That's
get
okay.
the papers in order because
No
you
problem.
would
We
have
should
come,
adjourn the case.
just like you're here to renew, right here, you're not now here to renew the
He said
one-lane
no.
stuff, those
The only
signs, stuff
thing
from
he's
the
here
one
for
lane.
is the signage.
And so,
If they didn't get.
that's a good idea.
But, because he's here for the sign. So if the board's inclined to grant the renewal, because the sign's.
Wait a second.
So I don't.
Oh, I see. Wait, I see what happened.
What happened?
So this is the sign he's here for right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that has nothing to do with his drive-through menu.
Got it,
boards.
got it.
And he had one, but now he has two, which may require some relief, but she's right, if we write it.
Okay,
So-
all right.
Go ahead.
No,
So you're
go-
here now for the big arches sign. As a separate, so we're gonna try to address that separately. Now, as it relates to the 2-lane, 1-lane thing, and there's a chance you needed relief, but I think we can find a way to address this and just make anything we grant today or renew contingent on you making sure your ducks are in a row on the other stuff. Without us having to address it right now, because nothing is really before us as it relates to that. That's,
Right.
seems
I
like
understand.
our
Okay.
best shot here.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we figured it out.
Any other questions from the board?
I move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Yeah. And all in favor?
Aye.
And you will, Christina, you will make sure that it's limited to
Correct,
this.
this grant is for the sign only.
It's K5,
Yeah.
right? Okay, not yet.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Joanne remembers him coming in. Yeah. And there's also been a few times when like before McDonald's came in, like the one here, the one, like the Freeport one, the guy just goes boom, 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 boom. Right, it's rather short. Okay, so there's your.
Here's another one. All right.
All righty. Oh, these are the ones that Bob O'Brien used to go out there.
Next, we have case 360 of 24 Levittown, Town and County Jeep Chrysler Dodge, renewal of grant to maintain one double-faced illuminated detached ground sign, overall size 200 square feet, 100 square feet per face, overall height 22 feet, setback 4 feet from Hempstead Turnpike and 2.1 feet from side property line, also known as 3200 Hempstead Turnpike.
Look at this, is 3,200.
What is this?
Look, 30, 156, 32. Christina?
Yeah.
Name is Fred Hoyt, 3200 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown, New York, 11756.
Morning.
Morning.
So you're here on a renewal of a previously approved grant to maintain one double-faced illuminated detached ground sign, et cetera, et cetera. Has anything changed with respect to the sign since the last time this was on our calendar?
No.
Okay. Just for the record, the building department went out and inspected the sign on March 27, 2024, and they certified that all the conditions previously imposed by this board have been complied with. Do you have anything else to add, sir?
No.
Okay?
Sir, I just have a question for you. I can kind of guess the answer, but I noticed that in the caption on my calendar for the subject property, it's listed as 3200 Hempstead Turnpike. The inspection report relates to a property at 3156 Hempstead Turnpike.
3156 is where all the billing in the office is out of.
Okay.
3200 is only 2 buildings right after ours. We have 3
And in
buildings there.
between those two, are those part of your dealership too?
Yes, they're all ours.
So it basically starts at one and goes all the way
31.
down?
It starts all
goes
the
right
way
through.
down.
I
which
just want to make
basically
sure
the
that
whole
they're...
block.
Yeah, just because I want to make sure that the variances you have are recorded for all the lots so that there doesn't, keep the paperwork right, so.
Right.
Thank you.
Do I have any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor? Any opposed? We have another case. Where's, All right, so case 457, 2024, it is my understanding that we received a phone call from the attorney who said that he's not well today and would rather not spread the wealth. So we're going to adjourn this case,
September 18th, 11 a.m.
9:18, 11 a.m. Okay, and that concludes, this is 457 of 2024. We do have something for administrative review, and let the record reflect the fact that I am recused on this case.
This is,
We have the case number of the administrative matter.
We didn't finish the 11 o'clock calendar.
I know. We're just trying to do this. Well, maybe I don't know. No, yeah, we adjourned that last case because counsel for the applicants is sick. No, we have an administrative matter.
Before us, we have a letter from Mr. David Higuita requesting extensions of times on several permits for 7 Columbus Avenue in Oceanside. However, several of the permits have run their course and they are no longer qualified for extensions of time.
Wait, can you explain it a little better? So wait, what do they want extension of time on? I mean, like, on renewals or on?
So they are...
I mean, usually we only have extension of time on renewals.
Use variances to maintain recycling facility, recycling tires, which may be noxious and offensive.
Wait, so they granted use variances, they picked up their permits and did everything, and they were temporary grants?
They did not, they did not go forward with any of the work that they were doing.
Okay, wait, so they were granted use variances, and did they pick up the permits?
No.
When were the grants? 2006?
There was 3 in 2000, I'm sorry, there was 3 in 2010. There was 1 in 2011. And then there was 1 in 2023.
Okay.
Did they ever
Wait,
get
hold
extensions
on.
of time?
They've
Wait.
received several extensions of time in the past.
Okay, let me just back up. There was a grant in 2023 that came before this board?
Yeah, there's a permit 2466.
They came before this board? I don't remember that.
Maybe he missed.
I don't remember
Okay.
anyone coming before this board for C and D in '23.
I don't have that one in front of me.
So, let's go in order. So 2010, they got 3 grants from this board for use to do this part of the C and D.
Yes.
And they did or did not pick up the permits?
Correct.
They did?
They did not.
Okay. Did they proceed to operate in a way consistent with the grants, even though they didn't pick it up?
They are operating.
But those were new grants, and so like whatever the grants were, if it was to expand the C and D, they didn't pick up the permits, but did they expand the C and D or whatever the grant was for?
I
Do you
don't know. I do not.
Because that kind of matters, because that, and the time has passed to pick up the 2010 permits. And the 2011 permit, one of those, that time has passed, never picked up.
Correct.
And so in 2023, I'm a little confused by that.
I don't know what the 2023
Because I don't
was.
remember any
He
C and D
just has it-
coming in
he just
that
has
year.
it listed.
Okay, so I would say there's no way, these are use variances. The situation may have changed. That's one of the things we have to look at, even when we give a time extension. So there's no way that we can, these cases have to come back. 2023, I can't speak to. But for 2010 and 2011, those matters, they're going to have to file a new case and come back before this board and make their case. And I think we also need to know whether or not they're continuing to operate in a way, you know, look, we grant them to do this C and D, there's noxious and offensive, as you said, and they don't pick up the permit and they do it anyway. We don't know they're doing it the right way. And you know, with these operations, there are a lot of rules and regs, DEC and everything else. So I say we are not granting any extensions of time because the rules won't allow it, and because it's 14 years. We don't know what that area bears anymore. We don't know what they are doing there and if it's complying with all the requirements of the town, the county, and the state. And I think we need to know, yeah, they have to come back in because we need to know what they're doing there. They didn't pick up their permits. We don't know if they're doing it the right way.
Okay, so do you want to do completely new cases, or do we want to rehear them, just bring them back in?
Joe, should we rehear the cases or have them file brand new cases? I kind of lean to the latter, but what do you say, counsel? I do too, because we have to look at the whole thing all over again. The code, I happen to know personally that area has changed a lot. A lot of those C&D operations, it's becoming, you know, it's Costco. They've got a couple craft beer breweries down there. It's changing a lot. The area changed, the business changed, and we need to talk to them about what they've been doing there. If they didn't pick up the permits, we don't know if they've been complying with the requirements we set forth when we granted them.
Okay.
So it all has to be filed as a new case.
Okay, no problem.
Do we need a motion for that, counsel?
No, wouldn't it have to be, we didn't vote on it?
Yeah,
I
we're
guess
just
you're-
not gonna allow.
Yeah, we're not.
You're
granting
voting no,
this.
you're voting no on the extension time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Should we have a proper nay vote to take it, or?
Yes.
do the motion. No, I'm saying we're gonna do what you said.
So,
You don't have to explain it to us.
what was the information?
Move that, deny the
Wait a second.
We need the,
case numbers, there's a lot of them. Should be 3, 4, 5 case numbers. I mean, the 2023, I don't know what that is. I don't remember C&D coming with us last year.
On May 20th, 2024, there's a letter that was submitted by an architect, David Higuita, referencing 7 Columbus Avenue in Oceanside. It's an existing transfer station which was previously heard by the board on the cases 802 of 10, 803 of 10, 804 of 2010, 796 of 11, 797 of 11. And they need to request an extension of time at various situations in their process. I would move that these extensions of time be denied, they're time barred, and they should file a new case. New
All the
cases.
cases. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye. And let it be known that Mr. Regano is not voting or participating.
No. When I was like, no, just do it. Because you don't have to explain,
All right.
we were already
So-
agreeing with you.
next up for an administrative matter.
Consideration.
We got a request for a rehearing regarding that church that was recently in front of us at 2394 Grand Avenue. The Azizi Corporation had brought the case, and the board dismissed it without prejudice, finding that the applicant did not establish that it was in fact a religious use. There was no disclosure from the church.
What's the basis of the request for rehearing?
So again, the board found that they didn't sustain their burden for religious use.
Right.
So they're not modifying the plans, but the pastor of the church and the congregation members will be attending the presentation to answer any questions that may be brought up by the board members.
But how many times do you get a bite at the apple? They presented a case. I mean, if everyone just gets to go, oh, you know what, we didn't do a good enough job, gives us another hearing, well, it's impossible to do that.
I think this is part of
Understood.
the basis of the denial.
It was the dismissal.
the alleged religious.
So call him. All right. Which case? I ripped it up. All right, so, ready? Case 359 of 2024, Baldwin McDonald's. Do I have any discussion from any of the board members? If not, do I have a motion?
With respect to 359 of 2024, located at 1255 Grand Avenue. This is a sign from McDonald's. I move that
Second.
And we'll add that condition.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And case 360 of 2024, Levittown Town and Country Jeep Chrysler Dodge. Do I have any discussion? Any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Make a
Somebody?
motion, case 36024, Levittown Town and Country Jeep Chrysler Dodge, renewal of grant to maintain one double-faced illuminated detached ground sign be granted as requested with
I
5
second
years.
it.
Temporary.
Yes,
Same condition.
conditions.
same conditions.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? That concludes the, all right, case 457 of 2024. We're going to adjourn that case to September 18th at 11 o'clock. The attorney called in, said he was not feeling well. Pardon? Oh. And that concludes the morning calendar.
Ah, look.
Oh, my God, so.
Yeah, cute.
Let me see these cuties.
That's Christina's.
Let me see these cuties.
Hi, everybody.
He might suck on it. That's it.
Hey, wait a minute, baby Paul. Baby Paul.
Should we close the morning?
Whatever you want.
Bye-bye. I love Birdman.
I make a motion to close the morning session.
Seconded.
Aye.